Hey everyone, this is Alex Stradling, and this is Movies Recut So They Suck Less. Today we'll be recutting Suicide Squad, so it sucks a little less. Suicide Squad, based off a comic. I'm not a comic book fan, so I come into this movie as a basic viewer with little understanding, so I expect this movie to kind of get me up to speed and to, connect with the characters so that I can take this journey with them. The idea, the concept was really cool. That's why I chose this film. That's why I decided to watch it, A bunch of supervillains, captured and forced to do black ops missions for the United States government. Sounded like a really cool idea. So the film, directed by David Ayer, edited by John Gilroy. When I first watched it, it just was kind of a mess. It didn't really connect on any level. There were some great moments. The story had potential. And the audience kind of saw it the same way also. And so that's why I'm decided to recut this film, because after watching it a second time and a third time, I saw there were areas where we could cut out scenes or reorder scenes so that this movie flowed better, was paced out better, and allow the audience member to understand the film and the characters and maybe connect a little bit better. It's a little less suckier. I don't know. There's a lot of problems with the film, and I can't change all the problems just by, an editing job. Apparently this film was originally edited and directed in a darker tone and was a totally different film. A trailer company did a trailer to promote this film and did sort of a lighter, music video version of this that really excited people. So the studio decided to hand off the final cut to a trailer company to add a lighter tone to the film, and they basically hacked the film up. Editing trailers is a totally different art form, and telling a story is in a long format, like when you go see a movie, is different than editing a trailer, and they totally did a horrible job on that. So the main problem with this film is that the introduction to this film, it's very confusing. It's hard for the audience to connect and to understand what the main conflict and concept of this story is. It bounces back and forth between flashbacks and exposition. It wastes 40 minutes of time of describing characters. That's not story, that's a character description. Story is characters making decisions, presented with conflict, being challenged, and moving the story forward and interacting with each other. Character description, telling them that they're badass or this is what happened in the past, doesn't move story forward, and this film wastes too much time doing that. So we're going to the first things that I'm going to do is, reorganize the intro of the film, shorten it up, make it pace out better, make it a little bit more understanding, the stakes that are involved, so that it flows better and the story moves along quicker. The film that I used was the extended cut, where they added extra scenes of the Joker, and the Joker was kind of useless in this film. Didn't really add much. The backstory to the Joker didn't really add much to describing Harley's character, and didn't really add much to an emotive character arc for a character in a film. So I don't know why Jared Leto went all like method acting on the Joker for such a small role, and maybe it was just kind of a waste of time. But we're gonna limit the Joker's role in the flashbacks because they really serve nothing but just drag the story down. So let's get down to it.
All right, so I'm going to give you a quick rundown, scene by scene, of the first act of this film, and highlight where the flaws are and what I did to rearrange the scenes so that the film works better. All right, the film opens up at Bel Rev, the special black ops site where the villains are being held. First character we are introduced to is Floyd Lawton, Deadshot, and then we're introduced to Griggs, the head security guard at the black ops site. It's a dinner time, so Griggs personally serves him some loaf. He clowns Deadshot and says there's rat shit and toenails in there, at which point Deadshot threatens to kill him. This results in Deadshot getting his ass beat. Then the next scene is we cut to Harley Quinn hanging off the bars. I'm not sure how she got the material to hang off the bars, but I'll give them a creative license. This is supposed to be a black ops site, and these people are supposed to be dangerous. But so we're still following Griggs. Griggs enters, basically, like the frat boy security guard that he is, tells her that she's not supposed to be hanging off the bars, at which point we get a little insight to Harley Quinn and how crazy she is. She clowns on him and invites him in, and he says no because she's dangerous and she knocked out 5 of his guys. And then he asks his guard to electrocute the bars. That shocks her to the ground, and we flash back to her getting abused by Griggs earlier. The scene finishes off with Griggs saying that she's a whole lot of crazy, which we already knew, but, you know, I guess we needed someone actually to say it. So then we cut to the third scene, which now we're in D.C., and we are introduced to Amanda Waller, who voiceovers that Superman's dead, and because Superman's gone, that's why she's here. So Amanda enters the restaurant to greet her bosses, which are intelligence officials, and she's there to pitch them on her new idea. With Superman's death, they need tools to be able to counteract any possible metahuman coming into existence that want to do evil towards the United States government. And her idea is to create Task Force X of villainous metahumans in which they captured, and they'll do the bidding of the United States government for reduced sentences. It's basically like the Dirty Dozen. Then Amanda Waller presents the intelligence officials her dossier on the villain she's captured for this program. We get various flashbacks and voiceovers of the characters. We are introduced to Deadshot, Harley Quinn, El Diablo, the Croc, June Moon and the Enchantress, and Rick Flag. And then the scene finishes off with Amanda Waller's promise that she has the ability to control these people to do the bidding of the United States government. More importantly, that the Enchantress, the most powerful metahuman, she can control because she has the witch's heart. Whoever controls the witch's heart controls the Enchantress. So she has the heart under lock and key in a briefcase attached to a bomb. So, all right, there you go. So we're already 3 scenes in the movie, and we're already running into problems. The first problem that I see is that the movie opens up on the wrong scene. It opens up with Deadshot and Griggs. And your first scene in the movie should be the first scene that establishes the main conflict of the film, who are the protagonists, who's the main antagonist. You should always be presented with the characters that are driving the story along. Griggs is not a main conflict to our protagonist. He's not a main conflict towards Deadshot or Harley Quinn. He's more of a comedic relief side character. He provides some conflict in the form of the government or how crummy it is to be in the abuse that takes place towards these characters in the prison, but he's gone for half of the film. And it throws us off in pacing when we're presented with that as the first scene in the movie, that we're following Griggs as if he is a main character, as if he's going to be the main conflict for our protagonist all the way through the end of the film. In addition to that, it sets up that we're going to be following Griggs through the prison, and we'll be introduced to all the characters in the film through Griggs. And that just doesn't happen. We cut directly to Amanda Waller, and she's voiceovering, and she's a new character, and it's a little jarring, and it's an uneven pacing and uneven storytelling. So, the main antagonist in this film, the main conflict, is Amanda Waller. She's the one driving the story. So her scene, her intelligence pitch scene, should be the first scene in the movie. So the first 2 scenes of Harley and Deadshot in the prison with Griggs, we're going to put those away down to the side and fit them in another part of the film. We should really be starting with Amanda Waller's scene and the pitch, because this sets up the inciting incident of the story right away. Superman is dead. That's the inciting incident. It sets up our main antagonist for the film, which is Amanda Waller. And the scene has intent. It's driving the main story forward. She wants to create a team of supervillains to counteract any potential metahuman threat. And the difficulty of controlling them, she feels like she has under lock and key. So this should be the first scene in the movie, and the scene is long in terms of this setup. It breaks away from its main intent, which is Amanda's pitch, to going to flashbacks that really don't service the intent of the scene and slow the movie down. So we're going to be going into this opening, and I'm going to show you the changes and cuts that I made to make this movie suck a little less.
Please allow me to introduce myself, I'm a man with a taste. I've been around for a long, long year. Stole many a man's.
The world changed when Superman flew across the sky. And then it changed again when he didn't.
Be damn sure the pilot washed his hands and sealed his face.
And that is why I'm here.
Nice to meet you. Meet you right, my girl. Mean it. Get down.
Hello, Amanda. We lose a national hero, but you sit there looking like the cat that ate the canary.
I've eaten a lot of canaries. It's taken some work. But I finally have them. The worst of the worst.
There's rumors, Amanda, that some of them have abilities.
Well, the rumors are right. You know what the problem with the metahuman is? The human part. We got lucky with Superman. He shared our values. The next Superman might not.
You're playing with fire, Amanda.
I'm fighting fire with fire.
You're not going to pitch us that Task Force X project of yours again, are you?
Yes. But this time you gotta listen. Floyd Lawton, AKA Deadshot.
You can see me on the Riviera dressed like a playboy. Or you can catch me up in Riviera's too.
He's the most wanted hitman in the world.
That's what happens when you're swayed on the roof. Swerving lane to lane in the cool.
Let's say he has an elite clientele.
What?
Hey, Angelo. This is the exterminator you called for your rat problem. Account's looking a little thin.
No one gets paid until what needs to get done gets done.
Nope, that's not the rules. No money, no honey. Whoa, here's your boy right now. With about 20 of his new best friends. I'm still seeing zeros over here, Angie.
Stop being cute and do your job.
Oh, they're taking him out of the car now. In about 30 seconds, your window is going to close forever.
Okay, relax. There was an accounting error. We said it.
Now double it for being a dickhead. You got 10 seconds.
We're not the kind
Okay,
of
so the first thing I decided to cut is, you know, the hitman scene where he's showing out what a great hitman he is and getting money for it. Okay, that's fine, that's quick. That just gives us a little background, shows him in his costume. But the line where the mob boss is like, Will Smith's character is like, you know, give me the money or I'm not going to shoot your rat. And the mob boss is like, all right, let me send you the money. It was an accounting error. I felt like that was just a stupid line. I mean, like, who would say that? I mean, why would he make that excuse? We all know the reason. This mob boss should be a smart guy. We want Deadshot to only work with the best villains. So when you say a line like that, the villain just sounds really stupid. Line's not needed, I took it out.
I'm still seeing zeros over here, Angie.
Stop being cute and do your job.
Oh, they're taking him out of the car now. In about 30 seconds, your window is going to close forever.
Okay, relax. We said it.
Now double it for being a dickhead. You got 10 seconds.
We're not the kind of people you play with.
Did you threaten me? This dude's going to get a sore throat from all the singing he's about to do.
You son of a bitch.
Pleasure doing business with you, Angie.
But everyone has a weakness, and a weakness can be leveraged. His is an 11-year-old honor student in Gotham City, his daughter. So we watched her and waited.
You should talk to Mama more.
Yeah, I know.
Mama stays in bed a lot.
Yeah, she's still going out at night.
Dad, it's okay. I can take care of her. I know how to make pancakes now.
Hey, babe, that's beautiful. She's supposed to be taking care of you, you know? That's how that's supposed to work. I want you to come live with me. All right? I came at you with some resources. I'm gonna get us a spot. It's gonna be nice, all right?
Mama says I can't live with you because you kill people.
That's not true. That's a lie. She's lying to you.
Daddy, I know you do bad things. Don't worry. I still love you.
Come on.
Okay, that's Deadshot's second flashback scene. The first problem is I feel like this comes too early in the film. Secondly, the scene following this with the bat, we get the same impression.
And we need to shorten these character description scenes. I think this scene's going to be more powerful later, and I put it later in the movie. So I took this scene out, and we just need to get to the point that he got caught by the bat. Okay?
And you caught him?
Not me. I just gave an anonymous tip to the right guy in Gotham City.
I'm gonna figure this out. All right?
It's over, Deadshot. I don't want to do this in front of your daughter.
Daddy, please.
Zoe, move!
Please, Daddy, don't do it. Please. Don't do it. Love you, Daddy.
So now we have the man who never misses.
Where'd you put him?
Let's just say I put him in the hole and threw away the hole.
All right, so Batman comes down and attacks Floyd when he's with his daughter in an alleyway, and he's like, I don't want to do this in front of your daughter. Well, it just sounds really friggin' stupid, okay? You know, why would you, Batman, if you didn't want to do it in front of his daughter, why would you even attack him in front of his daughter? Or, you know, what is he just going to give himself up? That's what you thought? I mean, come on, you know better. So let's just take the line out and just have Batman, you know, attack him and get through the story quicker. And then I left the part in where she comes out and tells Daddy no, because I think that's a poignant moment on how he got caught, and it works in this moment. So that's left in there. Then we go into showing images of police cars rolling up and him hugging his daughter. It's just extra time that's wasted. We got it. As soon as he tells his daughter to move out of the way and he gives himself up, that's all we need to see. It's time to move on to the next story. We don't need to waste any more time. It's already too long, so we need to find ways to shorten this up, and that was one of the ways I shortened it up. So here's the scene recut. Tell me what you think.
But everyone has a weakness, and a weakness can be leveraged. His is an 11-year-old honor student in Gotham City, his daughter. So we watched her and waited.
And you caught him?
Not me. I just gave an anonymous tip to the right guy in Gotham City.
Daddy, please.
Zoe, move!
Please, Daddy, don't do it. Please. Don't do it.
So now we have a man who never misses.
Where'd you put him?
Let's just say I put him in the hole and threw away the hole.
So the next character description and flashback scene is Harley Quinn. And this is the moment in the movie where it really starts to drag. I understand I used the extended cut, so they added extra scenes, feeling like that this was going to help us relate to Harley or give a little bit more backstory. This is just character description. Characters aren't making decisions for us to make a judgment on who they are. It's just telling us who they are. And Harley Quinn's not making any life choices or decisions that move the main plot of the story forward. So a lot of this is useless, and we need to get through it as quickly as possible. All we need to know is that she's crazier than the Joker, she's a badass, that's why she's on the team, and she was caught by the bat. We need to get through that as quickly as possible. And the flashback scenes with the Joker, they're more about the Joker than Harley Quinn. And they don't relate or give us any insight to who she is or to the Joker's and Harley Quinn's relationship. No insight. Matter of fact, it confuses us more. So the more we can take out and the less we can be confused, all we need to know is she fell in love with the Joker. That's it. We can assume how she fell in love with the Joker because they don't provide us any poignant or motivation or reasoning behind that. And I understand from the comics they didn't either, but you could reveal that through the main plot of the story or through character interactions, not by just telling us. So here's the scene as is, and then I'll just tell you some of the things that I cut.
Before she ran off and joined the circus, she was known as Dr. Harleen Quinzel, a psychiatrist at Arkham Asylum. She was assigned to the clown himself.
Dr. Quinzel. You know, I live for these moments with you. What do you got?
Got you a kitty.
So thoughtful.
She thought she was curing him, but she was falling in love.
There is something you could do for me, Doctor.
Anything, I mean, yeah.
I need a machine gun.
A machine gun?
Talk about a workplace romance gone wrong.
What do we have here?
I did everything you said. I helped you.
You helped me by erasing my mind what unfaded memories I had. Oh. You left me in a black hole of rage and confusion. Without the medicine you practice, Dr. Quinzel.
What are you gonna do? You gonna kill me, Mr. J?
What? Oh, I'm not gonna kill you. I'm just gonna hurt you. Really, really bad.
You think so? Well, I can take it.
I wouldn't want you to break those perfect porcelain cap teeth when the juice hits your brain.
All right, so Amanda Waller says that Harleen Quinn, whatever, who cares what her name is? Who cares? That she's a psychiatrist and she was there to help the Joker out, and she thought she was helping the Joker, and she was actually falling in love. And what do they show us? Just quick flashes of images, and then they cut into a scene where the Joker asked for a machine gun. Yeah, okay, that's great. We didn't really get any insight into how she could fall in love with such a... First of all, he's crazy, he's psychotic, and, you know, what is it about the Joker that would make anyone want to fall in love with him? We get no insight into that, so why even show that, okay?
They became the king and queen of Gotham City. And God help anyone who disrespected the queen.
We finally meet.
Nah, he don't shake hands. Let's sit down and have a drink.
Hey, Jay, on behalf of everybody, welcome back. I wanted to come by and personally say thank you. You making me good money? Making you good money?
Are you sweet-talking me? I love this guy. He's so intense.
You're a lucky man. Got a bad bitch.
Oh, there she is. The fire in my loins. The itch in my crotch. The one, the only, the infamous Harley Quinn. Oh, come to daddy.
Pardon?
Listen, you are my guests to this handsome hunka-hunka. You belong to him now.
You're cute. You want me? I'm all yours.
I don't want no beef.
You want no beef? You don't want
Why,
no
what's
beef?
wrong?
You don't want no beef?
You don't like me? Fine, don't waste my time then.
This your lady.
Look, are you enjoying yourself?
No. That's your lady, Joker.
Well, that's right.
Yeah. Yo, Jake.
So she helps the Joker escape, and then it says they became the king and queen of Gotham, and nobody messes with the queen. Okay, so you tell us that, and then you show us the scene where the Joker's sitting at a strip club. He's like the kingpin of whatever town he's in. Who the hell cares? And a thug comes in and be like, "Joker, everything's great," and and he looks over at Harley Quinn, who's dancing, and says, "You got a bad bitch." Okay. I don't think he was clowning on the Joker's girlfriend. I thought, you know, in gangsta terms, that I thought he was giving the Joker a compliment, and the Joker just sort of clowns around, clowns on the guy, and in some weird-ass scene, you know, taking it like it was an insult. And Harley Quinn does nothing. Not showing us that not to mess with her, there's nothing. It just doesn't make any sense. So you shoot a guy for actually giving a compliment to your girlfriend. I don't get it. So, scene's gone.
And that was just the beginning.
Come on, Puddin'. Do it!
Oh, we have got company.
Betsy, Betsy, Betsy.
She's crazier than him and more fearless.
Stupid bats, you're ruining date night! Puddin'. Puddin' again, swap!
But the bat got her too. She's in the same hole as Deadshot.
Okay, how does that scene describe anything about her being crazier than Joker? She's doing nothing to show that. So why do we even have it? To show that how the bat caught her? Who cares? Just have Amanda Waller. I mean, it's already too long. This is just character description. We get no insight to the character other than the fact that she's not crazier than the Joker. She's actually afraid of water. I mean, really, they really wanted to have a scene like this. They should have had the Joker like torturing some dude to get information out of him, and then Harley steps in and she just goes way crazier in torturing the guy than he ever would. Maybe he's a little afraid of how crazy she is, or he's happy. Who knows? Would have been a better scene, would have described it. It's characters making decision and taking action. So this scene's gone. All we need to know is she was caught by the bat. Just, she's crazier than the Joker, and she was caught by the bat. We don't need to show anything that counteracts what you're trying to tell us. Again, the intent of the scene is Amanda Waller to pitch to these military officials that she's got the baddest people and she can control them. And we're wasting time. We're wasting time on things that don't even pertain to what she's describing.
Harley Quinn. Before she ran off and joined the circus, she was known as Dr. Harleen Quinzel, a psychiatrist at Arkham Asylum. She was assigned to the clown himself. She thought she was curing him, but she was falling in love. Talk about a workplace romance gone wrong. They became the king and queen of Gotham City. And God help anyone who disrespected the queen. And that was just the beginning. She's crazier than him and more fearless.
Stupid bats, you're ruining date night!
But the bat got her too. She's in the same hole as Deadshot. And then there's the Aussie, Digger Harkness. Or as the tabloids call him, Captain Boomerang.
I didn't change anything in Captain Boomerang. I mean, the scene doesn't really show us much of a badass that he is, but it's quick and we get through it quickly, so nothing to change there. Okay? The next character description flashback is El Diablo. It's pretty quick and mysterious. I think it actually works. It makes us want to know more about the character a little bit more. The only thing I cut out is where Amanda Waller basically says, and you got to see the prison footage. And then they cut to an image of him decimating all the inmates in the yard. I think it works better without that. When she just says, you got to see the prison footage, that makes us imagine what his power is and want to know more about that. It creates a little mystery. So I took that out because you get to see that later in the film. Okay?
How'd you catch him?
We didn't. He surrendered. Chato Santana. On the streets, they call him El Diablo. This LA gangbanger thought he was king of the world until he lost his queen. Gets jumped in a prison riot and incinerates half the yard. The security video is incredible.
The next flashback and description is the Croc, you know, genetically engineered. He's half crocodile, he eats humans. We get a scene in the jail. Scenes runs pretty quickly. I just shortened it up a little bit more just to get through it as quickly as possible. And it's mainly voiceover, you know.
Oh, Jesus. What the hell is that?
His name is Waylon Jones. Evolution took a step backwards with this one.
Yo, KC! It's supper. Go ahead, open that up, baby. Give me that, Smitty. Where you at? Don't make me get you.
They call him Killer Croc.
There you are. You hungry? You want some food? Go ahead, feed the man. What are you in the mood for tonight? I got a double cheeseburger, onion rings, a little coleslaw, or a giant skinless goat.
He looked like a monster, so they treated him like a monster. And he became a monster. He was chased out of Gotham by the Bat, went searching for sanctuary elsewhere. He never found it. I saved the best for last.
Next we have Dr. June Moon, the Enchantress. I didn't really cut anything out of that because it ran pretty quickly and just set it up. It didn't need to be trimmed down, okay?
The witch.
A witch?
I'm talking a flying spell casting, making shit disappear witch. A sorceress from another dimension, another world. Archaeologist Dr. June Moon wandered into the wrong cave. She opened something she shouldn't have. Releasing a metahuman more powerful than any we've encountered. The Enchantress. She inhabits Dr. Moon's body now.
Where is this witch?
In my pocket.
Now tell him why she won't turn you into a frog.
Some say the witch has a secret buried heart, and whoever finds it can control the witch. So we searched the cave where she turned up, and we found her heart.
Next one is Colonel Rick Flag, okay? So I did cut down extraneous images of the scene where Rick Flag meets Dr. June Moon for the first time, okay? It's just extra time that we don't need to waste. It doesn't add anything to the story. All we need to know is Rick Flag, Special Forces guy, and he fell in love. Amanda Waller says I put them together. specifically so that I can entrap Colonel Flagg and that they fell in love. That's it. We need to just, you know, Amanda Waller's voiceover with a few images, and that's it. We don't need to add additional, like, SWAT guys going into the room and then he meets her for the first time. It means nothing. It doesn't drive the story along, and we need to cut time. We need to not waste time on this scene, so it's cut out.
You take the finest special forces officer this nation has ever produced, Colonel Rick Flagg. I assigned him to watch Dr. Moon, and just as I hoped, it got personal.
Are you gonna kiss me or not?
I have the witch's heart, and Dr. Moon has his. Now he'll follow my orders as Holy Writ. In a world of flying men and monsters, this is the only way to protect our country.
All right, so I trimmed down the flashback character descriptions so that it only takes less than 8 minutes to get through versus 15 to 20 minutes to get through character description. So I'm just going to highlight the main things that I did. So instead of cutting into the prison to Deadshot and then the Harley Quinn, we cut immediately to Amanda Waller's scene to get that set up. So we don't get to meet these characters. We only hear about them, and we get a little bit of backstory.
Okay, the scene after Amanda Waller's dinner pitch is another pitch scene where she's pitching to Pentagon officials about Task Force X and its value. She calls Dr. June Moon up to call the Enchantress so she can provide them a little example. The Enchantress disappears and then reappears with documents from the weapons vault from Tehran, and this convinces the Pentagon officials to authorize Task Force X to defend United States interest. I feel like this coming after Amanda Waller's first dinner pitch, it's like a double pitch. We don't need this scene right now, so we're gonna put this off to the side and put it in a more appropriate place. Okay, the next scene in the movie is we cut to Deadshot in prison, and he's reminded of the last time he saw his daughter. And this scene should be the second scene in the movie because this is the best way to introduce our character Deadshot. Primarily because his relationship to his daughter and his desire to see her again is the primary driving motivation factor for this character. So this scene is the best scene to introduce our character. So we clearly understand and get that he's got some past regrets. And it's also a major theme in terms of helping this character make the choice to change to do good.
I know you do bad things. Don't worry. I still love you.
All right, so this is going to be our second scene in the movie. Okay, so after Deadshot's character introduction scene, the next scene that's going to follow, the scene in which Amanda Waller, Rick Flagg, and June Moon fly to Bel Rev to meet the protagonist that are held at the Black Ops site, which is Deadshot, Harley Quinn, and the Croc. Okay, so why I feel like this should be the third scene in the movie is this is where our antagonist, Amanda Waller, meets our protagonist, Deadshot, Harley Quinn, and the Croc, and El Diablo. It's a great scene. Amanda Waller meets Harley Quinn.
Are you the devil?
Maybe.
Put that burrito down. You
She
got
meets
visitors, man.
up with El Diablo, and then we get insight in El Diablo that he's a reformed man, and that he's not the same person that he was, which is a cool character insight. And then we also get to see his powers.
That ain't me.
That wasn't you.
No, they say it's me, but that ain't me. That guy's gone. He's dead.
And yet here you are.
Pretty cool. And then we get to meet the Croc. Rick Flagg gets to meet the Croc, and there's some a little bit of character development there with the Croc. The last segment of this scene is Amanda Waller meets Deadshot. So I'm going to show you this segment, and then I'm going to show you what I cut out and why.
See what you can do. They say you never missed a shot. Prove it. Mm-hmm. You got one in the chamber. What you gonna do with it? Oh, shit!
Give me the word, boss. I'll drop him.
Everybody calm down. Griggs, tell your men to stand down.
Stand down! Colonel, for the record, this is exactly what I was concerned about.
What's for dinner?
Ames, if this man shoots me, I want you to kill him. And I want you to go clear my browser history.
Say, the firing pin is filed down, right? Mag full of dummy rounds. If I pull the trigger, nothing happens.
You're absolutely right. Why would we give a loaded weapon to an infamous hitman? Go ahead, pull the trigger. Empty it.
Don't empty nothing. You don't even know this lady. I've known you like 9 months. Remember when I brought you that cookie? That was a real cookie. What?
So yeah, there's tonal problems with this film. I mean, apparently David Ayer wrote and directed this film with a much more serious tone, and then later they reshot some stuff and added scenes, and then obviously recut the film to be a little bit funnier, a little bit more campier. And if the original intent and the original writing wasn't written that way, it makes it very difficult to revamp a film. So tonally, it's all over the place with the comedy and stuff like that, and that's the problem. That's why I cut out some of the comedic lines and comedic moments, because tonally it's like, all right, take me seriously, take this as a serious drama. Oh no, let's not. Let's laugh about it. I mean, if you're gonna do a film, because all the rage is Marvel, and having the comedic tones to their films, I mean, they started off with that intent, and they've written the jokes and written the story so that the jokes fall at the right moment, and that it's ongoing, it's continuous, it's got a beat. Writing comedy has a certain flow to it, and if your intent is to write a funnier, fun version, you got to make sure that the tempo in the comedy is placed at the right moment, and a lot of times they miss the right moment. It's a very tough thing to do. I mean, you have action comedies. I mean, Die Hard takes itself seriously, but has comedy at the right moments, because they're kind of things that the character that you're thinking as an audience, and the character expresses it right at the right moment. It works. And that's the difficulty of doing these type of films, is you got to be able to have the right comedic moment at the right moment without diminishing any of the serious aspects of your story. So I felt like this scene that's coming up, the comedy diminished maybe the seriousness of this moment, so I took it out. Now, you could debate me all you want, and that's fine, but it is obviously, I just felt like it was an awkward joke at the wrong moment.
Mm-hmm. You got one in the chamber. What you gonna do with it? Oh, shit!
Give me the word, boss. I'll drop him.
Everybody calm down. Griggs, tell your men to stand down.
Stand down! Colonel, for the record, this is exactly what I was concerned about.
Say, the firing pin is filed down, right? Mag full of dummy rounds. If I pull the trigger, nothing happens.
You're absolutely right. Why would we give a loaded weapon to an infamous hitman? Go ahead, pull the trigger. Empty it.
Don't empty nothing. You don't even know this lady. I've known you like 9 months. Remember when I brought you that cookie? That was a real cookie. What?
Oops.
Y'all jokers must be crazy.
So, the scene where Amanda Waller and Rick Flag meet our villains for the first time is the third scene in the movie, and then the next scene after that, Rick Flag expresses his distaste towards Amanda Waller's idea of taking these villains.
Makes no sense. Let me hit the Tier 1 units, and I'll build your team of pipe hitters who'll do anything you can dream up. I mean, you need real soldiers, not these scumbags.
In World War II, the U.S. Navy made a deal with the Mafia to protect its ships on the waterfront.
This ain't World War II.
It's World War III.
Amanda Waller then reminds Rick Flag if he doesn't want to cooperate on this mission, then his girlfriend, June Moon, is going to be strapped up and held and basically tortured at the Bel Rev Black Ops facility. Then we get to the Joker, somewhere, I don't know where, His goon comes in and tells him that they found his girlfriend Harley Quinn and that she's in Louisiana at Belle Rev. In which case, the good Joker says, let's go for a ride. Okay, so we're not going to cut to this Joker scene right now. We're going to put this off to the side. The scene that we're actually going to cut to after Rick Flag expresses his distaste towards Amanda Waller's mission is the second pitch at the Pentagon. This is where an appropriate place is to put that scene. Why? Because now we've been introduced to all the characters through Amanda Waller. We get an insight into Rick Flag, into his concern about the mission, and then she forces him to go along, and then now it's time for the final pitch to the officials. All right, so after the final Pentagon pitch and they approve it, we're going to cut back to those two scenes that were in the beginning of the movie, because I feel like this would be an appropriate place to put those. We've been introduced to the characters through Amanda Waller. She's done her final pitch, so now we're going to go back to Will Smith and Griggs and Harley Quinn just to get a little insight of what life is like in the prison. Also, the Griggs scene has a different interpretation now. He is perceived as less of a jerk. He is basically, getting Deadshot back now with the way I've cut this for putting a gun in his face prior to that. And then we have Harley Quinn's scene with Griggs, and that plays out showing the abuse of the prison. And then this would be the appropriate time to cut to the Joker. And obviously in this scene he finds out she's in prison and he's hatching some sort of plan. After the Joker scene, they cut to a casino where Griggs is indebted to the mob bosses there. However, he gets saved by the Joker because the Joker wants him to help him get Harley out of prison. The next scene in the movie is Rick Flag and June Moon are holed up in a hotel room in Washington, D.C. June Moon calls out the Enchantress' name in her sleep. The Enchantress wakes and basically shows Rick Flag a vision of what could happen in the future to divert him so that she can go to Amanda Waller's hotel room and try to steal her heart back, but finding out that it is tracking her and knows when she's going to approach the case and arms itself, she disappears into another area to grab the totem in which her spiritual brother is locked into. Then she goes into a subway and finds a human vessel to release her brother. She tells her brother that, he's in the future and that humans like machines and that they will rule the world once again. Just wait for her. She then returns back to possess June Moon's body again. June Moon awakes and she tells Rick Flag that if he has to choose between the Enchantress and her, that he should take her life if that's the only way to kill the Enchantress. All right, the next scene in the movie is we cut back to the subway where the Enchantress's brother has possessed the body. He collapses on the floor, and then he turns into some giant-ass bubbling monster who sucks off the energy of human beings as he grows larger, falls in the subway, causes chaos in the subway, which alerts the Pentagon, and at that moment they decide to initiate Task Force X. Okay, so the last three scenes I went over are the three scenes that I decided to reorder to make this flow a little better. So after it's revealed that the Joker finds out that Harley Quinn is in prison, the movie cuts to him talking to Griggs to get her out of prison. So what we're going to do is we're going to switch that up. We're going to put June Moon, the Enchantress, escaping June Moon and hatching her plan right after the Joker finds out about Harley Quinn. Okay, so the reason why I did that is I wanted to maintain the mystery of what's going to happen with the Enchantress and break that pacing up, because we also have the Joker storyline, and I want to break up those scenes and even them out so that it paces out better. All right, that's the major reordering of the movie in the first act, and this is the only part of the movie that I reordered all the scenes. The rest of the movie, the scenes are relatively in order, so no need to review that. So this way, the movie paces out better, makes more sense, and then we can continue on with the rest of the movie. So they call out Task Force X, inject nanite bombs into their neck. Griggs hands Harley a cell phone from the Joker for his planned escape. The Joker breaks in the warehouse where they make the nanite bombs, and he's up to something, obviously, to deactivate the nanite bombs. Then we cut to June Moon and Rick Flag. Rick Flag tells June to call the Enchantress to stop her brother. The Enchantress escapes and asks her brother to give her his power so she can survive without her heart. And then she creates some big bolt of lightning and destruction ensues.
So the Enchantress escaping and releasing her brother, and then creating havoc over the city to create, to take control over humanity with magic and to defeat man's machines is the theme. And the second main conflict in this film, I feel like the first main conflict, because the protagonists are the villains who have been captured by Amanda Waller and forced to do these missions, is Amanda Waller, and the second one is the mission, just the thing that they have to get through. The problem with this setup is that the villain, the main obstacle that they have to overcome, or the second main obstacle they have to overcome, is just not bad enough, and they don't spend enough time with the stakes, like showing us, having some character that we've connected to that's in the middle of the Midway City that's being destroyed, that gets killed, or showing us the stakes involved, the lives that have been lost, and really amping up, the stakes, making the villains very hard to defeat, making the mission something that's you can't imagine ever getting accomplished, even by supervillains. And that's kind of I can't really fix that in editing, and I feel that's kind of the flaw of the film, is the obstacles that are presented. They need to be something that you feel like that your protagonist can overcome. Those obstacles, that it's extremely difficult, and you don't know how they're going to overcome them. They are, because you're watching the movie, and most movies end with the hero overcoming these obstacles, but the journey is, how do they do it? How are they going to use their wits? So that's kind of one major writing flaw, I feel, but tried to fix it, but there's not much I can do. All right, so this is the first scene. The team is called out to the outskirts of Midway City to complete a mission, and this is the first time they're all together on an actual mission. And Rick Flag tells them, hey, if you guys try to run, we're going to blow your head off.
This is the deal. You're going somewhere very bad to do something that'll get you killed. But until that happens, you're my problem.
So was that like a pep talk?
Yeah, that was pep talk. Here's your shit. Grab what you need for a fight. We're wheels up in 10.
You might want to work on your team motivation thing. You heard of Phil Jackson?
Yeah.
He's like the gold standard, okay? Triangle, bitch. Study.
Two trailer park girls go round the outside, round the outside, round the outside. Guess who's back? Back again. Shady's back. Tell a friend. Guess who's back? 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 But sometimes the shit just seems everybody only wants to discuss me. So this must mean I'm disgusting. But it's just me, I'm just obscene. Now this looks like a job for me. So everybody just follow me. Cause we need a little controversy. Cause it feels so empty without me.
What? Won't fit anymore? Too much junk in the trunk?
Nah. Every time I put this on, somebody dies.
And?
I like putting it on.
I don't know. There's a lot of debate to the scene. Most of it's just junk. It's just slowing down the scene. We just go from a serious moment to like this funny like thing that doesn't really do anything except add to the story or to see Harley Quinn half naked. I mean, you know, so I cut the scene out because tonally it just doesn't work. Serious scene, stakes are set, and then we cut into a next scene where there's a moment between Harley Quinn and Deadshot, which is kind of a serious moment that describes their characters and what do you expect. And having that sort of stupid scene in the middle, which doesn't do anything except, you know, if you want to see Harley Quinn's butt. So I cut it out. It's funny, but at the same time, this is supposed to be a serious moment. It's supposed to be serious. Tonally, it just doesn't work for me. You tell me what you think.
Listen up. Your next injection you got. It's a nanite explosive. It's the size of a rice grain, but it's powerful as a hand grenade. You disobey me, you die. You try to escape, you die. You otherwise irritate or vex me, and guess what? You die.
I'm known to be quite vexing. I'm just forewarning you.
Ladies, shut up! This is the deal. You're going somewhere very bad to do something that'll get you killed. But until that happens, you're my problem.
So was that like a pep talk?
Yeah, that was pep talk. Here's your shit. Grab what you need for a fight. We're wheels up in 10.
You might want to work on your team motivation thing. You heard of Phil Jackson?
Yeah.
He's like the gold standard, okay? Triangle, bitch.
Won't fit anymore? Too much junk in the trunk?
Nah. Every time I put this on, somebody dies.
And?
I like putting it on.
Goody. Something tells me a whole lot of people are about to die.
Yeah, it's us. We're being led to our deaths.
Speak for yourself, mate. Hey, what's that crap on your face? Is it wash off?
Hey, if you like a girl, can you light her a cigarette with your pinky? Because that would be real classy.
Hey, y'all might want to leave old boy alone. He could torch this whole joint. Ain't that right, I say?
You got nothing to worry about from me. I'm cool, homie.
Behold the voice of God.
Okay, for all you guys that the only reason why you watch this movie is to see Harley Quinn's butt, I didn't take out all of her butt shots. I did leave in the one when she smashes the window. So don't worry. But again, we don't need this one. Just saying.
Alpha, Bravo team, mount up!
You're late.
用があった。
頼もう勘弁してくれ。あの時あの人への慈悲は俺はやってないでしょ。お前は見ていっただけ。悪に慈悲が被られることはない。
This is Katana. She's got my back. She can cut all you in half with one sword stroke, just like mowing the lawn. I would advise not getting killed by her. Her sword traps the souls of its victims.
Harley Quinn, nice to meet ya. Love your perfume. What is that? The stench of death?
殺すか。
Whoa, easy, cowgirl. Ain't that kind of a mission. Have a seat.
She seems nice.
So they all get in a helicopter, and before they get on the helicopter, we are introduced to another character that just comes out of nowhere, Katana. And Rick Flag basically gives us the exposition we need to know. She's a badass, and she's going to protect him, and her sword takes away the souls of the people she kills, whatever. Why do we need to go into a flashback about her life story? I mean, she's just a minor character in the film, and we don't need it. It just wastes time, and it throws the pacing off. It throws the tension of the pacing off. Here, they're going into what's supposed to be a situation, and then we get to build suspense, but then the suspense doesn't get built up properly because we're immediately thrown back into another flashback scene that takes us into another environment. That's another environment that we have to like, okay, where are we? Why are we watching this? We shouldn't be asking those questions. Okay? So it's out. Rick Flag already explains it to us.
So that's it? What, we some kind of suicide squad?
I'll notify your next of kin.
Alpha, Bravo team, mount up!
You're late.
Yogata.
This is Katana. She's got my back. She can cut all you in half with one sword stroke, just like mowing the lawn. I would advise not getting killed by her. Her sword traps the souls of its victims.
Harley Quinn, nice to meet ya. Love your perfume. What is that? The scent of death?
Korosuka.
Whoa, easy, cowgirl. Ain't that kind of a mission. Have a seat.
She seems nice.
Okay, so here's the next scene that I decided to cut out of the film. A couple scenes. I'm going to show it to you, and then I'll tell you why I cut it out of the film. All right.
Sorry. That's what I do.
Now that's killer app.
Okay, we want to keep playing the Hollywood Squares version of I'll blow your freaking head off? Are you next?
You tripping, homie?
You next, Deadshot.
You just threatened me?
Oh, yeah.
You just threatened me.
Move.
You got a boyfriend?
All right, I'm gonna kill him.
Well, you better make it quick, because he's gonna kill all of us one by one.
I'm gonna drop him, the sword lady, 5 or 7 of these seals. After that, I'm gonna need some help. You down?
Always. What about the shit in our necks?
Your friend's gonna help us out with that, right?
You're my friend, too.
Stay evil, Dollface. Spread the word.
So, I'm thinking if we move together, we can kill all these guys and go our separate ways. Yeah?
Sounds good.
Spread the word.
Psst, wait. I need your help, man. When the time's right, you hit Flag with a fireball, he'll be too busy burning to death to have a go at us with his phone at Dune.
Then what?
Then we get out of here.
Okay, so they're in Midway City, and they're going to go complete their mission, and the first thing that these villains, one of them decide to do, Captain Boomerang decides to plan his escape as they're walking towards their mission, and he convinces Slipknot to help him. So he tries to escape, and Slipknot ropes up there, and he gets his head blown off. And then Rick Flag's like, anyone else want to challenge me? Because you're going to get your head blown off, okay? Then we cut to another scene where Deadshot and Harley Quinn are planning their escape. Just after they saw that they're going to get their heads blown off, and they don't discuss any method of how they're going to deactivate the bombs, okay? It doesn't make any sense, plus it tells us as an audience, oh, okay, so what's this movie about? Is this about them overcoming the challenge of going into a mission that's supposedly supposed to be very hard to complete and being forced to do that? Or is this about them figuring out a way for them to escape? Okay? And then we cut to another scene where Harley Quinn's trying to convince other people to escape, and one of them says no, but there's no plan that's hatched. And there's no discussion about how to deactivate these bombs and how it doesn't make any sense. And it goes nowhere. It goes nowhere. So the scenes are gone.
might do.
Now that's killer app.
Okay, we want to keep playing the Hollywood Squares version of I'll blow your freaking head off? Are you next?
You tripping, homie.
You next, Deadshot.
You just threatened me?
Oh, yeah.
You just threatened me.
Move.
You got a boyfriend? All right, I'm gonna kill him.
Well, you better make it quick, because he's gonna kill all of us one by one.
I'm standing by for follow-on tasking.
Boss, we got people up here.
I'm on my way.
Amanda, we have hostiles up ahead.
Flag, get out of there.
We're not here to fight them. You know that doesn't work.
Copy that. We're diverting. Bump out second squad 2 blocks east. We'll pass through you, continue north.
Okay, so I just cut out a few scenes and I just made the first attack from the bobblyhead dudes just a little bit quicker. There's just some extreme, I think it just heightens the pacing of the attack and makes it more formidable. Tell me what you think.
To hell are they?
You cut and run, I'll blow your head off.
To hell are they?
You cut and run, I'll blow your head off.
Okay, so here's the next scene where Deadshot is looking into a window of a mannequin wearing the same coat that his daughter was wearing when he was caught. So let me show you to you as is, and then I'll show you what I changed.
Hey, Deadshot, I've been thinking. We don't come together, no one's walking out of here alive.
Yeah?
These people respect you. You got influence.
What's your play right now?
You're a man of your word, right? I want my mission. You want your life and your kid back. You help me keep this Mardi Gras parade in line, and I'll hook you up.
Waller is the puppet master. You ain't got shit to hook me up with.
And I got plenty of my own strings to pull. You just get him to the top of that target building and get my rescuee on that extraction helo.
And you gonna make sure I get paid.
And you get paid. You get paid and you get your fresh start.
All right, so you remember in the original, the flashback scene where Deadshot is talking to his daughter as they're walking down the main street. I actually saved that scene and put it here at this moment because this moment is kind of a character turn for Deadshot's character, where he's deciding that, or slowly doesn't want to be a loser anymore, and he wants to get back to his daughter. So this scene works better when he's looking at the coat, and then he's reminded, and that's a theme that with the way I cut it throughout the movie, because the first time you see him, you hear his daughter saying, "I don't think you're a bad person, you just do bad things." That's the first thing that you hear and see from Deadshot. Then in the middle, kind of the middle of the film, this is it, where he's remembering that actual moment, and so we cut back to that moment. And it works much better because this is an actual character change. And so we hear that moment played out and see that moment played out in a personal way. And I feel it works better. Because the following scene this is where Deadshot finally starting to work with Rick Flag. They're discussing, Rick Flag says, "Hey man, you did a good job at the last battle. I can see you're not gonna cut and run. If you help me get through this mission, I'll reduce your sentence." So that's why, and Deadshot is willing to work with Rick Flag now. So that's why that flashback works better here. And that's why he did it.
You should talk to Mama more.
Yeah, I know.
Mama stays in bed a lot.
Yeah, she's still going out at night?
Dad, it's okay. I can take care of her. I know how to make pancakes now.
Yeah, babe, that's beautiful. She's supposed to be taking care of you, you know? That's how that's supposed to work. I want you to come live with me. All right? I came at you with some resources. I'm gonna get us a spot. It's gonna be nice, all right?
Mama says I can't live with you because you kill people.
That's not true. That's a lie. She's lying to you.
Daddy, I know you do bad things. Don't worry. I still love you.
Come on.
Hey, Deadshot, I've been thinking. We don't come together, no one's walking out of here alive.
Here's the next moment I cut. Again, I'm working off the extended version. So I understand the extended version was 15 minutes long, and my recut cut out 15 minutes. I didn't cut out the same stuff as the theatrical cut, and I rearranged it. But again, it shows you sometimes extra footage is not needed. Watch any James Cameron director's cut. The extra scenes that he decided to cut for the original release were well thought. And then he puts them back in there, and they actually destroy the movie. Abyss is a classic example of that.
Get up there, pull them out the vault they're hiding in. Helos extract us off the roof. It's Miller time.
Check. Flag. Who's up there?
It's none of your concern.
Do you know who's up there?
Nope.
It's the president.
It's not the president.
You're not leaving me. You're not leaving me!
You a little pain in the ass.
I have done everything you said, every test, every trial, every initiation. I have proved I love you. Just accept it.
Got it. I am not someone who is loved. I'm an idea. State of mind. I execute my will according to my plan, and you, Doctor, are not part of my plan.
Let me in. I promise. Let me in. I promise I won't hurt you.
Promise?
Hey, dickface!
Mind screaming at your bitch somewhere else?
I was gonna say I wouldn't do that if I were you. Don't hurt me. I'll be your friend.
My heart scares you and a gun doesn't?
Do it! If you weren't so crazy, I'd think you were insane. Go away.
Harley, you coming?
Okay, so why did I cut out this Harley Quinn flashback scene? Well, it really does nothing to help me understand why the hell she would want to be dating this dude. You know what I mean? We get none of that in this entire film. Now, I don't know if the original raw footage or the original cut had more that maybe helped us empathize or understand, at least an understanding. This scene doesn't do that. It's badly acted anyways. It sucks. And I don't even know why Jared Leto went full method acting on the Joker. Why would you? For such a crappy performance. We make mistakes, but I mean, maybe he should have realized he wasn't going to be a main part of this movie, and he wasn't. And he's not a main part of the movie I'm recutting, so he's out.
Get up there, pull them out the vault they're hiding in. Helos extract us off the roof. It's Miller time.
Check. Flag. Who's up there?
It's none of your concern.
Do you know who's up there?
Nope.
Harley, you coming?
All right, one of the scenes that I debated on cutting was the Harley Quinn elevator scene. I mean, the only reason why I left it in is because they threw in the cell phone where the Joker was like, "I'm coming for you." Kind of needed that important information, but they're walking into a building and it's supposed to be a suspenseful moment, and then they cut to another music video segment where she's happily defeating these easily defeatable goons. And well, I left it in the film because I needed to. I just felt like it was just ill-timed, but whatever.
Clear.
I gotta work on my cardio.
Question. Would you die for me?
Yes.
That's too easy. Would you live for me? Hmm?
Yes.
Careful. Do not say this oath thoughtlessly. Desire becomes surrender, surrender becomes power. You want this?
I do.
Say it. Say it. Say it. Pretty, 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 pretty.
Please.
Oh, God, you're so good.
It's me.
You ever been in love?
Nah, never.
Bullshit.
You don't kill as many people as I've killed and still sleep like a kitten if you feel shit like love.
Another textbook sociopath.
All right, so we come out of Harley's flashback, and then Deadshot comes up, and she points the gun, and she asks him, have you ever been in love? I just took out one line to his response, and then Harley's like, bullshit. And then, if you kill as many people as I do, and you don't sleep like a kitten, whatever the line is, you saw it. I just took it out because I think the scene is more poignant without that line. He just looks at her and says no, and then her being a psychiatrist and knowing a little bit about Deadshot says bullshit, or a classic psychopath. I think it just works better. That's why I took it out. I don't like the line to begin with coming from Will Smith. He could have said, yes, I love my daughter. Didn't they establish that in the film, that he does care about his daughter? That could have been a nice moment. It just, sometimes the characters don't make any sense. But at least by taking out that line where he's explaining that he's never been in love and just says no, you could automatically assume he's just saying no, just to say no at that moment, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, relax. It's me.
You ever been in love?
Nah, never.
Another textbook sociopath.
All right, so the next bit of lines I just took out, it was from the barroom scene. So I'm gonna just show you the, so basically the setup for the scene is that the villains have realized that, that the whole reason why they're in this situation is because of Amanda Waller and the Enchantress, and they're like, you know what? We're just not gonna do this anymore. So they go hang out in the bar, and this is the most powerful scene because this is where they're trying to figure out what they're going to do, and El Diablo's story is revealed, why he's, you know, a changed man, why he doesn't want to use his powers, and it's revealed that he has killed his wife and daughter, his wife and kids, and it's a very powerful scene, and he acts as a mirror, a foil for the rest of the villains, that they have past regrets, that they've done really bad things, but maybe they haven't done the thing that he's done. So it's a very powerful scene. It's a moment of silence. So let me show you up to the part where I decided to cut out a few lines and hopefully make the scene a little bit more powerful and better.
So you gonna tell us now what your big deal with Flag was?
Same thing Waller offered me, to kill you. Chance to be a father. Chance at a life outside the shadows. I trusted Flag.
Flag had you chasing a carrot on a stick, homie. You don't know that?
I love this guy.
You played yourself, dog.
Bitch, I'm having a drink. I'm breathing fresh air. For 2 sweet seconds, I had hope.
You had hope, huh? Hope don't stop the wheel from turning, my brother.
You preaching?
It's coming back around for you. How many people you killed, man?
You don't ask nobody no question like that, S.A.
You ain't never whacked out no women? No kids?
I don't kill women or children.
I do. See, I was born with the devil's gift. I kept it hidden most of my life, but the older I got, the stronger it got. So I started using it for business, you know. The more power on the street I got, the more firepower I got. Like that shit went hand in hand, you know? One was feeding the other. Ain't nobody tell me no. Said my old lady. You know, she used to pray for me. Even when I didn't want it.
¿Y esto? Otra vez con tus pendejadas.
God didn't give me this. Why should he take it away?
Hey! This is our home!
You put that back where you found it.
I'm taking my kids to mom's.
You ain't taking my kids nowhere! See, when I get mad, I lose control, you know? I don't know what I do. Till it's done. And the kids?
He killed them. Didn't you? Own that shit. Own it. What do you think was gonna happen, huh?
Hey, Harley, come on.
What, you would just think and have a happy family and coach little leagues and make car payments? Normals is setting on the dryer. People like us, we don't get normal.
Why is it always a knife fight every single time you open your mouth? You know, outside, you're amazing. But inside, you're ugly.
We all are. We all are! Except for him. He's ugly on the outside, too.
Not me, shorty. I'm beautiful.
Yeah, you are. We don't want you here.
Get to the part in that binder saying I was sleeping with her.
Yeah. I never been with a witch before. What's that like?
All right, so I took out the line where, you know, after he reveals what happened and they're kind of thinking to themselves, and then Harley's like, own that. And then she goes into some sort of speech like, you know, what did you think was going to happen? You know, you're going to have a normal life. We're bad guys, yada, yada, yada. I just think it's extra information we don't need. I think silence can be a lot more powerful than, you know, a speech and then a performance and then comedy with her and the croc, which let's just keep the somber mood and let's hold on the moment and then let's move forward with the story. I think it works better. But hey, this was one of those lines that I was kind of iffy about taking out. Let me know what you think.
So you gonna tell us now what your big deal with Flag was?
Same thing Waller offered me, to kill you. Chance to be a father. Chance at a life outside the shadows. I trusted Flag.
Flag had you chasing a carrot on a stick, homie. You don't know that?
I love this guy.
You played yourself, dog.
Bitch, I'm having a drink. I'm breathing fresh air. For 2 sweet seconds, I had hope.
You had hope, huh? Hope don't stop the wheel from turning, my brother.
You preaching?
It's coming back around for you. How many people you killed, man?
You don't ask nobody no question like that, S.A.
You ain't never whacked out no women? No kids?
I don't kill women or children.
I do. See, I was born with the devil's gift. I kept it hidden most of my life, but The older I got, the stronger it got. So I started using it for business, you know. The more power on the street I got, the more firepower I got. Like that shit went hand in hand, you know. One was feeding the other. Ain't nobody tell me no. Said my old lady. You know, she used to pray for me. Even when I didn't want it.
¿Y esto? Otra vez con tus pendejadas.
God didn't give me this. Why should he take it away?
Hey! This is our home!
You put that back where you found it.
I'm taking my kids to Mom's.
You ain't taking my kids nowhere! See, when I get mad, I lose control, you know. I don't know what I do. Till it's done. And the kids?
He killed them. Didn't you? Own that shit. We don't want you here.
Get to the part in that binder saying I was sleeping with her.
Yeah. I've never been with a witch before. What's that like? Apparently that's why the creatures chase him all the time, because the witch is scared of him.
The only woman I ever cared about is trapped inside that monster. If I don't stop the witch, it's over. Everything is over. Everything. You're free to go. Your daughter writes you every day. Every single day.
You had these the whole time? You had letters from my daughter the whole time? I'm gonna get you there. And you're gonna end this. I'm gonna carry your ass if I have to. Because this shit is gonna be like a chapter in the Bible. Everybody's gonna know what we did. My daughter is gonna know that her daddy is not a piece of shit.
I'll come. What? You got something better to do? Come on. Pussies.
All right, so that's it for movies recut so they suck less. Hopefully you got to see how I recut Suicide Squad so it's a better narrative and a better tone and feeling. I think I made it suck a little less. Obviously there's really major problems with the story that you, like, no matter what you can do and what I have to work with, you can't really fix. However, I do want to say that there is a director's cut and they did shoot a lot of footage that we haven't seen yet. And I heard that the director's cut is a lot different than what was released in theaters and even the extended cut, and it's a lot darker in tone. And considering the fact that the editor is a pretty accomplished editor, has edited nothing but, you know, great films and solid stories, I'm assuming that that's a lot better. So, I mean, a little, advice to Warner Brothers, why not release the original director's cut, maybe pay a little money to have that director's cut fine-tuned to a solid story, and make a little extra money. Because I would pay to see a different version of the film, seeing how the version of the film that you presented to us was weak at best. So there you go. Please re-release the director's cut. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Please recommend some films you feel like that would be great candidates to recut so they suck less. If you like this video, then check out The Last Jedi recut so it sucks less. And like my channel.